Hello and welcome to Keeping Your Figures Up to Date in Jeweler's Benchmark. This is training to detail the data aspects of Jeweler's Benchmark so you know exactly what's needed from you each month as a member. After watching this video, you'll know exactly what information you'll need ready and how to easily integrate it into the system. Then we'll import some real data and touch on the data integrity that's built into the system to help ensure we're looking at good information across companies. Here we go. There are two monthly data components to the Jeweler's Benchmark: financial data, that includes your P&L and balance sheet, and non-financial KPIs, like employee counts and square footage. For anything data related, whether financial or KPI, head to the Reporter tab. Here you can view data that's already been entered for your company, as well as import or enter new information. For this training, we'll start with the KPI Reporter piece, but there's nothing that says you need to enter KPI data before financial information. That's your choice, based on what information you have ready first for that month. When you click into the KPI Reporter, you'll see two sections. One is named Completed Items, and the other is Items Due. The months listed under Completed Items means KPI data has already been entered and saved for each of those months. Items Due are months that still need data to be entered and saved. For Metro City, KPI items are complete through July 2017, so we'll select Enter for the next month in Items Due, in this case August. As you can see, employee information, square footage, and credit line limit values are already populated. These amounts carry forward from prior months, since they tend to stay the same over time. If you have any changes to these items, make them here. Then enter inventory balances in the lines at the bottom. Once done, click Save at the top right of the screen. Now we've entered and saved August information, it moves to Completed Items in the KPI Reporter. The second data component is the financial piece, also in the Reporter tab of Jeweler's Benchmark. Each month you'll need to upload or import your P&L and balance sheet information. There's an upload option if you use QuickBooks as your accounting software, but to ensure security of your information, we recommend you always import your information using a CSV file extract from your accounting system. Before importing, you'll need to extract your month of financial data. Using your accounting software, you'll run and export two separate CSV files each month. One with your P&L statement and the other with your balance sheet information. For Metro City, we need files for August 2017. And what if you can't remember what month of data you need to add? Just log into Jeweler's Benchmark and go to the Home tab. It will provide you a reminder of what month of data is due next. If you click into the Financial Details section, you can see each month of data you already have financial information completed in the system. You can review any month of data in its raw chart of account format here. To add new data, select Add Financial Detail. For Metro City, we'll be importing data for August. Since there's no data currently entered, all values start at 0. Choose Import at the top right, and it will begin a wizard that walks you through importing your files. All accounting systems and even different versions of QuickBooks work a little differently, but your goal is to run your profit and loss report and export it to a comma separated value file or CSV. Save that file to a folder on your computer, and then click Select and navigate to the save file, and Jeweler's Benchmark will update your information. You may need to drag and drop your month of data if the heading is new. For instance, if the header is August 2017, drag it under the location name and choose Next. For most of you, following the wizard steps will be seamless, and you probably won't have any questions. But for a handful of you, depending on your accounting software and how it extracts information, you may get an error similar to this one when you select your CSV file. To potentially save you some time and frustration, let's look at a couple things that can go wrong with your CSV file. They're easy to fix, but can break your import, so are good to be aware of. This error comes from format issues with your CSV file. Most accounting software pulls data in an import-friendly way, but if you get this error, open your P&L file first and check for the following format items. First, check for a column heading. Sometimes this can be an issue. If there is one, you can simply delete these rows. Next, make sure all of your accounts are in a single column. You want them all in column A. If your account lines are spread across multiple columns, move them all to a single column and delete any extras. Another thing to try is changing the data header to your company name. Often it will say total, or maybe the date, but changing it to your company name can sometimes resolve a format issue. And the last potential issue that occasionally happens also depends on your accounting software. On import, you can't have multiple lines with the exact same name. This breaks the mapping. If you look at Metro City, you can see both Showcase Income and Showcase COGS have the same account name, just Showcase. To fix this, just add a word to the account name in the file. For Metro City, I'll update the revenue account to say Showcase Sales and the cost account to Showcase COGS to remove the duplicate. Once you spot check for these issues, you can save your file and exit. Then return to Jeweler's Benchmark and reselect your P&L file to move forward in the import wizard. Now you can see your account mappings. That is, where every single line from your financial statement is mapped to the Jeweler's Benchmark chart of accounts. All of your line items should be mapped already, based on your initial setup. But if at any time you add new lines or change an account name, it will show up on the left. To demonstrate what a new line item will look like, I've added a new line here for Metro City. On the left, a new account line for digital advertising has been added and needs to be mapped. I can drag and drop it to the corresponding Jeweler's Benchmark account. If you're ever unsure of where something gets mapped, please reach out to us at Profit Soup, and we'll be more than happy to help with mapping. Once all your accounts are mapped, check the top of the column and you should see in green, you are in balance, if everything has imported correctly. Then you can click Next. Now we do the same thing with our balance sheet. Choose Select and pick your balance sheet file for that month. You should see Balance Sheet is in balance at the top and all of your accounts should be mapped. Then choose Finish. Now when you look at the financial items, August is included and listed as complete. You've just successfully imported a month of financial data. Some jewelers may use a separate system like Balance to Buy to track their sales by category. If that's your situation, or maybe you have historical adjustments, you can click Edit in any month to go in and make manual entries. If you do make manual adjustments, scroll down and make sure the difference calculation is always 0. If your entries don't calculate exactly to the amount entered for net income, it won't let you save it in the system. The same is true for the balance sheet. It has to be in balance to be saved. This is one part of the data integrity built into the Jeweler's Benchmark to help ensure we're looking at good data. But what do you do if you have a historical change that affects an earlier month? This can happen, particularly at year-end. You might import your December information, then receive adjustments back from your accountant later in the year. All you'll need to do is re-import your information. After making the adjustments to your books, create new CSV files from the income statement and balance sheet and import December information again. The other option is to make your adjustments manually here in Jeweler's Benchmark. If you do it manually, you'll also need to update the amount shown for net income. And again, once you make all of your updates, make sure the difference shown at the bottom is 0, so you know everything has been entered properly. Then select Save and Exit. In any month, you can choose the Validate Entry button to see a list of data integrity questions for review. It looks at the values already entered and gives you feedback on some potential issues. These are good items to review, and in some cases, have a conversation with your bookkeeper about improving the validity of your financial statements. For instance, if you don't book sales commissions separately from sales salaries, or if there's no line on your financial statements to track digital marketing, the visibility into your operations may be limited compared to other jewelers in the network. Once you've had a chance to get set up in the Jeweler's Benchmark, we will turn on automated reminders. They will be emailed to you when you have information that needs to be updated, either KPI or financial data. These are to help you stay current in the system and establish a good habit of importing information. And that's all there is to it. When this process is new, it may seem complex, but after a month or two of extracting and importing your monthly files, it should be a very quick step. And once it's done, you can stay on top of your financial decision making. Thanks so much for joining me today.